We wanted to make sure that this was an iconic design. Many years down the road, this will still feel very modern, and people will know that this is a Volvo truck from far away.
Hi, I'm John G. Smith, the editor of Today's Trucking, and we're here at ExpoCam in Montreal for the launch of Volvo's VNR, their new regional tractor. Now, one of the first things that comes to mind when you're looking at a new vehicle is the look, the aesthetics of it. And I'm joined here today by Brian Belicky, who is the chief designer on this project, and this is the first one where you had the chance to be the chief designer as well. So tell us, Brian, what are you looking for when you're trying to find the overall aesthetic of this truck? What overall appearance were you trying to hit?
We wanted to create a look of motion while it was standing still. So in order to do that, we really tried to tie in a lot of the lines and give them a lot of angular feel to them. And then we also looked to motorsports and a lot of the boating industry, because a lot of the super yachts and also some of the motorsports have this very clean, simplistic look to them. So we applied a lot of those cue lines to the truck.
Well, how do you ensure that something like this isn't dated? Because this is a new platform. You don't want it to look out of date in a couple of years. What do you do as a designer to make that happen?
So I think, going back to the motorsport comment, they always try to make it very simplistic. So refining the lines, making sure there's just a few to really keep your eye on. And you'll see that on the hood, there's a really dynamic line that drags down into the bumper and across the side plate. So really focusing on simplicity, but refinement creates that really premium look and feel.
What kind of tools do you use in the design process to when you're trying to put together what the truck will actually look like?
So we start out usually with sketching and then clay models, and then we'll go into the digital world. So we'll create some 3D models and surfaces, and then we'll prove those out into full scale, and we'll work on full scale clays, and then we'll actually produce prototype vehicles.
Okay, and that ultimately comes to the shape we have. Now, you also wanted to take into account the way it looked to other vehicles on the road, other people on the roadway outside of the trucking industry itself. How did you balance those two needs?
Yeah, so the Volvo culture has this human aspect to it, and we really wanted to make sure that as we call them, the four-wheelers, people driving around the vehicle, realize that it's more of an assertive product rather than an aggressive product. So it felt friendly on the road, but yet willing to do the job.
So basically that comes about with the softer lines, the curves.
Correct.
So when they look at the curves and the slope and whatnot, it's maybe they're looking at the aerodynamics from the industry point of view, but people outside the industry, that overall friendliness of the truck plays a role in that.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure that as this truck was approaching somebody in the rearview mirror, they didn't feel like they were intimidated or having to get out of the way.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at the look of the new VNR. So check todaystrucking.com for more details on this truck and many others. We'll see you soon.